Wonders they say shall never end. The Britain journalist has finally come out to say the truth, to say what he knows, how Biafrans were being treated during the Civil War, how the Britain helped the Nigerian government to work against the Biafrans. Let's hear the stories. Frederick McCarthy Fawcett, the English journalist and the author, will be 82 this year. He was born on 25th August 1938. At such age, when a man is moving closer to his grave or maker, his conscience becomes sharper, his propensity for remorse gets greater. He tends to make all past crooked ways straight. He confesses his sins, or he does so vicariously, that is, on behalf of his clan or community or country. That is exactly what Frederick Fawcett has done, blaming his country, Britain, for its bias against the Igbo during the Nigeria-Biafra War that spanned 3 years, between 1967 and 1970. Another Briton who became contrite was Harold Smith, a colonial officer who admitted that Britain deliberately made the North dominate the South here in all ramifications, using well choreographed policies of demography, appointments, and politics. Fawcett is a household name in the Commonwealth countries and beyond for thrillers such as The Day of the Jackal, The Odessa File, The Fourth Protocol, The Dogs of War, The Devil's Alternative, The Feast of God, Icon, The Veteran, Avenger, The Afghan, The Cobra, The Kill List, The Biafra Story, and others. According to William Okugo Okereke, this is the man who has the true history of the 30-month genocide against Biafrans. He's not an Igbo man. His book on Nigeria and Biafra are a maker and the making of an African legend. It was then he covered the war in Nigeria as a BBC correspondent that the bias of Britain became clear to him. He revealed this in a recent article in The Guardian of London. Buried for 50 years, Britain's shameful role in the Biafran War. It was for this reason that the writer walked away from the BBC, narrating 6 months later in February 1968, fed up with the slavishness of the BBC, to Whitehall. I walked out and flew back to West Africa. Ojukwu roared with laughter and allowed me to stay. My condition was that, having rejected British propaganda, I would not publish his either. He agreed. In the article, Fawcett reveals the scenes of Biafran. I arrived in the Biafra capital of Enugu on the 3rd day of the war. In London, I had opened copiously briefed by Gerard Watrous, head of the BBC West Africa service. What I did not know was that he was the obedient servant of the government's Commonwealth Relations Office, which believed every word of its High Commissioner in Lagos, David Hunt. It took 2 days in Enugu to realize that everything I had been told was utter garbage. I had been briefed that the brilliant Nigerian army would suppress the rebellion in 2 weeks, 4 at the most. Fortunately, the Deputy High Commissioner in Enugu, Jim Parker, told me what was really happening. It became clear that the rubbish believed by the CRO and the BBC stemmed from our High Commissioner in Lagos, a racist and a snob. Hunt expected Africans to leap to attention when he entered the room, which Gowon did. At their single pre-war meeting, Ojukwu did not. Hunt loathed at once. My brief was to report the all-conquering march of the Nigerian army. It did not happen. Naively, I filed this. When my report was broadcast, our High Commissioner complained to the CRO in London, who passed it on to the BBC, which accused me of pro-rebel bias and recalled me to London. What is truly shameful is that this was not done by savages but aided and assisted at every stage by Uxbridge-educated British mandarins. Why? Did they love the corruption riven? dictator pro-Nigeria. No, from start to finish, it was to cover up that the UK's assessment of the Nigeria situation was an enormous judgmental screw-up, and was the neutrality and diplomacy from London, it could all have been avoided. Like Fawcett, Harold Smith, an accomplice in the lopsidedness of Nigerian politics, confessed as quoted in the Nigerian Voice. Despite seeing vast land with no human but cattle in the north, we still gave the north 55 million instead of 32 million. This was to be used to maintain their majority votes and future power bid. The West without Lagos was the most populous in Nigeria at the time, but we ignored that. We seriously encouraged the North to go to the military. We believe that the South may attend Western education, but future leaders will always come from a military background. Their traditional rulers were made influential and superhuman. The Northerners were given accelerated promotions both in the military and civil service to justify their superiority over the South. Everything was to work against the South. We truncated their good plan for their future. I was very sorry for the AG. It was a great party, too much for African standards. We planned to destroy Awolowo and Azikiwe well, the West and the East, and sow the seed of discord among them. We tricked Azikiwe into accepting to be president, having known that Balewa is the main man with power. Awolowo has to go to jail to cripple his genius plans for a greater Nigeria. Guys, can you hear this? Of course, this is a it's not new to people who want to know. I think because this man, you could even see his age, that is going, he knows that what is now left. If you don't say the truth, you die. You say the truth, you die, according to Odino Melaye, and which is the truth. Now he begins to see that how long is he going to be keeping all of this things? I think even he's just trying to bring out this little thing so that people will be able to know what is happening, but at least he's being able to shed more light on all of this. And these are the things that Nnamdi Kanu has been saying. And just like I said, for those who are ready to know or who are ready to be aware of what is happening, some people don't just want to listen. Some people don't just care. A lot of these things has been going on for a very long time. You could see how things have been going. You know, when people come out and tell you, oh, they try to give the North so much power, you know, a lot of people be wondering, how come? Because now our history is disjointed. We can't even really articulate them. And because it's not really well documented, when some people are saying some things, some people will be countering it. No, it did not happen like that, because they want things to suit them. And that is why you just be wondering, this whole thing did not just start now. Because when you look at this new generation, you would think that, how did this whole thing start? Because when you look at the setting up of the whole thing, you were like, no, it's like people are just making things up. Oh, people are just being hateful. You see how, I just believe that this man is just trying to narrate the little. And if you see what happened, and these are the things we'll be hearing for some time now. You know, oh, some people tell you, oh, Juku did this, oh, Awolowo did this, oh, Balewa this, Balewa that. But you could see the orchestration. And this man said, at that time, you know, they wouldn't want you to know the whole thing. But at the end of the day, people will still know, because you cannot even hide the truth for a very long time. No matter how you hide it, no matter, it is only what you know yourself that you think is the secret. But in as much you have related it with one person, you think the person could be your close confidant. No, because that person will still have another person that is close to him. And by so doing, little by little, all those information will be filtering out. And that is the reason why Nnamdi Kanu took it upon himself. Some people started it from the beginning. And because of this sabotage, because of this treatment, because of this, I don't even know how to put it, that the British played a very big role that made, in the first place, Ojukwu did not win this thing, but a lot of people are blaming him. Oh, he wouldn't have done that, he wouldn't have done this, he wouldn't have done that. And a lot of people have picked that struggle after him, but some people fell along the way. Nnamdi again has taken it, and my prayer is that the Biafran people should be praying for him. should be praying for him. Nobody is perfect. Praying for him in the sense that he will not be tired. The truth that he knows. Of course, I know he has been able to release enough things for people to even to be able to continue from where he's going to stop. But by special grace of God, as he believes that this whole thing will come, the Biafra restoration will come in his own time, so shall it be. But I know a lot of people that will working with him. A lot of information have been going around, and I know that they have a detailed story of this whole thing, the history as what happened at some point in time. Some people might not want to have it because I believe that the way Nnamdi Kanu is going, this whole thing have been documented from time to time. Of course, he does come out to speak about it when he does his live program. But those who do not want to listen, they will not want to listen. At least this man is still alive. It's not as if maybe somebody somebody is trying to frame up something, or somebody just trying to say something that, okay, the person is dead. Okay, you can't even pinpoint the person. The man is still alive. He's still alive. So he's not an Igbo person, because before you know it, they will say, oh, maybe they've gone to bribe him, they've gone to whatever. He was the journalist at that time. You know, due to his age, I don't know whether he's still practicing the journalism. Of course, he'll still be practicing it, but he's telling us what really happened at that particular time. And like I said, the truth cannot be hidden, no matter what. It cannot be hidden forever. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Leave your comments below in the comment section from this revelation that this man has revealed to the world again.